Greetings, community. It's me, Kevin, Onetwocomictalk. It's great to see you. And guess what today is? It's, yes, technically Saturday. But, bags. Comic clear boards. That's right. Bam. So it's that time again. I went through my 50 boards really damn quick. And those of you that know, I'm a signature slut. I love my books to be signed. I love to have stories attached to my stories, and it's just something I've always desired. So sometimes, just sometimes, there are books out there, as you well know, that will have a back on there that is much appreciated as far as the workload that goes into them as the front. So when I came across these boards, yeah, it was a must for me, and that's where I'm at now. I won't buy regular fullbacks when I can go ahead and buy these clear boards. They offer more rigidness as far as longevity too, so they're not only going to retain the rigidity, but they have more rigidity. So for me, that's a plus, along with all the other aspects that I made mention. And I'm sure as time goes on, more things are going to, become self-evident. I've also made mention that I highly recommend this for those of you that sell books. The reason why, you don't necessarily have to take out your books unless you want to show someone the center of your book. Maybe you have maybe it's a diamond. I say diamond market. You know what I mean? Maybe you have to open it up because there's still you want to prove that some of the original adverts are still in there or whatever. So I get that, but if you're just trying to determine a modern book by the aspects of the outside, it's a better way to go, in my opinion. My lights. So this is a good way how I like to separate my stuff. I have sections inside my box where I keep certain bags and board, or where I keep my bags and boards already done. So I'll use that as a separation between the clear stuff that I'll be using. That's a Kai. You gonna hang out with me?
Yeah, my lights.
Yeah, my lights, and then the clear boards and stuffing.
I didn't.
You didn't know that's what I used?
Greetings, community. We are
1, 2
Comic Talk. You started this without me, man.
Well, I didn't know that you would want to do a bags and board show. You normally you don't hang out with me on these things.
Oh wait, these are those. Wait,
yeah.
So did you open? Oh,
I only open one at a time right now. Wait. I only open, so what I do is I'll take those. I won't need these. And then I'll take those.
Those are the boards. Hang on. These are my lights. He probably already showed. My brain. You probably already showed it to the community, but these are amazing bags. These are your favorite bag and my favorite bag as well. Because it makes all the comics look amazing.
Yeah, they're clear. They're better actually as far as the poly makeup of them, the chemical makeup of them. It's considerably higher grade, and that's why they do charge more.
Right.
So same thing with even the backing boards. Yes, they're a few pennies more per board, but over the longevity of the board, you're not going to have to change it out.
Right.
The other board will break down. The pulp aspects, everything being that it's a biodegradable thing, it's going to break down. Being that the clear boards are poly based, they're not.
Right.
There would be a leach aspect, which, from my understanding, he solved most of those problems.
Damn.
Yeah. So hey, shoot me a board, man. I want to start stuffing. So there is. Oh, I want to flip some of these things over. I like. I have like a little routine. And sometimes when they ship these things, they already have them flipped. So yeah, like see how that's now backwards and inside out, and so I just have to work with it. So you want to talk some feature stuff?
Like what?
Well, perfect. No one's watching. This is the best time to talk. I already secured us 2 exclusives for the whole series run of Stray Dogs. Have you pulled that up and have I showed that to you yet?
Not yet.
There's already an animation as far as a little trailer animation out for it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's really, really awesome. Not only that, but I already know. Yeah, you want me to go get some tape? It's going to take you forever doing it that way. So tell the community the best way to do that.
So if you put tape on the corners, you can actually get the protective film to come up, and it's actually the best way to do them.
So if you need, there is the tape.
Yeah. See.
Easy. You find it? Is it beating you up?
Okay. Here you go.
Sweet. It's got a notification. So, let me see if I still left it in here. I will show to you. Where is what I am talking about as far as Stray Dogs? And I already know that it got picked up. And when I mean picked up, no, it didn't get optioned. What most people don't realize that all option means is a way of securing the rights to something. Doesn't mean necessarily it's going to get developed. It's just a way of securing the rights to a particular project so no one else can pick it up. Most things that get optioned do not get made. There's no budget for it. And when they go ahead and do, they'll do controlled environmental conditioned test runs. And when I mean environmental is they'll sit there and they'll create situations, or they'll test it in different parts of the world or whatever, just to see how the same piece will result as far as reaction. How do people react to it? So anyways, this right here, this is awesome, man. This is going to be all 5 covers right here.
Wait.
Yeah, I'll let you check that out. So there's cover A. I mean, that's cover B to issue 1.
It's cool.
Mm-hmm. Let's go ahead and
It's
put
the
this
cicada cover, right?
There we go. That is issue number 1, cover B. And yeah, this thing has already been picked up as far as this is going into production. Yeah, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. The people that are working on it are the people that drew this, and the people that are working on, I believe, the movie were especially handpicked. They're right here, Kai.
Oh.
Yeah, you were taking a while. They were handpicked because they specialize in dog animation and dog as far as look, art, drawing, and all that. They specialize in it. They're like known for it. So the people that were purposely selected to do this project are known for their look and drawing dogs.
Damn.
I saw the
That's actually pretty cool.
the trailer for this upcoming movie or this upcoming book. It's more of a trailer for promotion. So you 2 people out there, you're the people who are hearing it. Stray Dogs. February 17th.
That door got me really good. Holy shnikes.
And Image Comics. The guy that works on, I want to say it's My Little Ponies. It's Fleece. He's the guy that works on this thing. And the cool thing is a creepy tie-in to both a My Little Pony look and feel, and Silence of the Lambs. It is creepy.
Oh, that's what it's a reference to. Yeah.
Yeah, that cover is the Silence of the Lambs cover. There are going to be some exclusives out there that I've not told you yet about this guy, but we have 2 sets coming
Of what?
of the store exclusives for Stray Dogs. Hey, La Cruces. How you doing? So I'm actually talking. We're doing a clear boards and bags, doing a little stuff, and we're talking about some upcoming titles that are coming. And that still has a film on it.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I can totally tell it does. And the one we're talking about right now is Stray Dogs. So it'll be out February 17th. And it's to me, it's amazing. You know, I've already got the pleasure of checking out some of the half of the first, or about a third of the first issue. And wow, what a teaser. This is going to be an epic 5-issue miniseries. And as I was talking about, it's well, it's great to see you too. It's going to be it's going to production. You know, I would like to see it as an animation because it would be nice and creepy. To make a full, you know, real life type thing, I mean, it would be even more so.
Dang it. Almost got it.
Is it beating you up?
There we go.
But I'd really like to see it as an animation. So, yeah, Stray Dogs. That's what we're talking about right now. So, yeah, Kai, I'm going to another corner, too. I have 2 sets coming. And not only do we have 2 sets coming, signed.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then I have regular set, I believe, ordered also. You know how we are in the whole regular cover thing. So that was one of the things that I wanted to bring up.
Pretty cool. So that's Stray Dogs.
There is another one that is on the lips of everyone that should be coming out next week. So let's talk about that. Which is, I'm uncertain if Ice Cream Man, there's still a film on it.
That's not mine.
Oh, that's me. Mm-hmm. Is ending or not? What I do know is Haha, which is written by the same guy, is coming out next week. Now that is it's gonna still have that same Ice Cream Man feel. As I was reading an interview and looking at what the writer was talking about in that interview and being privy to some other stuff anyway about the writer, this was a side project that wasn't just like regular just discussions, and it materialized because of, I guess, the love for the hate of clowns. You know, there's, as most people know, there's many people that have phobias.
Caulrophobia is
that what it's called?
Yeah, it's actually called CAULRO phobia. Caulrophobia.
And this writer, not necessarily stating that he's phobic, as much as does creep him out a little. And that's why the writer wanted to go this route. So initially, it was talked about as just being a one-shot some 9 or 10 months ago. And then as interest grew, it turned into what is now going to be this miniseries. It wouldn't surprise me if it ended up doing a second series of this miniseries due to the fact that how popular already being that it hasn't even come out yet, it's coming out next week, is already become. The issue that I'm looking for, or the cover that I'm looking for, I'm actually looking for 2. There's one that has a Trump face on it as a clown, which I think would be kind of neat. But the other ones that I'm really looking for is only one other cover, which is an all pink blank cover.
All pink?
Yeah. it looks really cool. There was only a small popularity time period of blank covers. It keeps going in and out, the popularity.
Yeah, normally they're just white or black.
And normally they tend to be of the more rare. You know, you could use more than one tape per side. That you know that, right? You're going through a lot of tape, so I'm getting that. Let me show you.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So blank covers tend to be more rare than a lot of other, even almost at times ratio covers, because they're not ordered. We like our sketch covers, and if they have some unique cover like that, color. I want one. Checks out. That way I can actually use the other side too. I'll go here. Just turned into an IQ test. What happened? There we go. Look at that. You know, last time I was doing this, I was saying how for people that like the rip paper, it might be gratifying for them to do this. So that was the other one. Was so we're talking stray dogs. And Ha Ha's coming out. I'm looking for that pink cover, and I'll definitely get the standard A cover. Is any other books you want to talk about that you're looking forward to?
Nothing on the mind.
No?
Oh, well, actually, there is a comic called, which is funny. I was reading the League of Legends comic, but they only released a trade, and that was in 2019, and we actually never ended up going to get that one. But
doesn't mean we don't have to. We still can.
I don't know if it's still out.
We can find it.
But what's it called?
You hit me up last night about this.
I know, it's the Overwatch called. It's like Tracer London Calling, I think it's called. And
London Calling?
London Calling, yeah. And it's like a 5-issue miniseries about the character Tracer.
When does this come out?
It's already been out. It's already on issue 3.
Dang, really?
I hit Mike up about it, but I guess he probably didn't order it or something.
Well, there's other places that we can go, tripping around for. I'm sure we can find it. If nothing else, I'm sure we can get the trade when it's all said and done. There's 3 bodies in here. Well, so there is another one that I'm really excited about. There's actually 2 more, and the other one I can't remember, and it was a last moment order. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that would be interested about it. I can't remember at the moment. However, the one I can remember is suspense. Geiger. Geiger is an interesting story that looks to be, there's a lot of post-apocalyptic style things. What I really like to see is how well it's not only
Geiger, not Giga.
You know what a Geiger is? As far as they're talking about
Geiger. Okay.
As far as the counter and all that, as far as measuring radiation.
Yeah, Geiger counter.
Yeah. So beyond the fact that it's a well-told story or anything like that, I want something more. I want it to touch, and either symbolically, metaphorically, on other aspects, social, political. I want it to be. I love stories that are in.
Hey, Slim Comics.
Hey, Slim. Happy New Year. I like to read an
Where
onion.
do you get your clear backboards? Hey,
Great
go
question.
check out
description below.
Do you put in the description?
I'm learning a little.
Look at you go. It's Comic Clear backing boards, and make sure to use the code Onetwocomictalk promo code to get 10% off.
That's correct. And yeah, it's decided to keep this out. All on that promo down the road, left and right. Yeah, I'm only using these things. Will not be using fullbacks anymore because it just makes sense to me. You know, I'm a person that likes to buy things once. So, but let's get back to what we were talking about. You bailing on me, buddy? All right, I see how you are.
Why?
No. I was just talking about Geiger.
Oh, Geiger.
Yeah, it's just it looks to be interesting, and what I'm doing is I'm picking up.
Does it have anything to do with radiation?
Yeah, and that's the thing is I'm picking up books too that are on not only on the indie side, but I'm picking up stuff that tends to be pretty thick, you know, and so they're delivering messages and stuff, and I'm picking up stuff now that from people that are reputable in other books, Marvel, DC, that are not necessarily defecting as much as they're being able to express themselves on other platforms such as Image. Image is going to be, again, the new big platform, in my opinion, because it's allowing people to go ahead and do what they want. So what I'm doing is I'm using this tape, applying to the board. This will allow me to, if I can get the right side. I have no idea what side Kai started on. And I'm guessing it's this side. I guess that would be the only problem is it's because it's clear. It's kind of difficult if you didn't do. Maybe it's this side. Yeah, it was. There we go. Nice for you. Yeah, you do. I really recommend it because, like I was stating before, I like buying things once. This is one of those things that it's not going to deteriorate on you, and it's not going to break down. So you don't have to worry about as far as when you're changing out bags and boards. You don't have to change out the boards, just the bags. Kind of a win there, right? So as I was making mention, I'm picking up books of late that have been, or at least looking. I'm not saying specking as much as I'm just looking at, you know, titles and artists and creators down the road that are looking to express themselves on their own titles. And one of the better platforms to do it, more known, more reputable, is Image. Boom, in my opinion, has turned out to be a platform of pitches. You know, as great as the stories are and everything, to me, they come across almost as well thought out storyboard pitches. You know, and I've seen people come in with almost similar stories as this and pitch them as, hey, look, this is the TV series I want to do, or this is the mini series I want to shoot, or, you know, this is the film I want to do. I've seen them storyboard almost the same way. You know, of course, and when I see things storyboard, it's more of skeleton. But you understand what I'm getting at is Boom almost comes across to me as a very comic version of how you would go ahead and pitch a movie or, you know, some ongoing series as far as film is concerned. And when it comes, which I'm not saying anything negative, I'm just saying that that's the platform I get. As far as one of the bigger family filling platforms I get is both IDW and SourcePoint. These people give me a very family feel, and you're like, okay, so why is he jumping off and going to there? The reason why I'm talking about these is I'm noticing that people that are in the other fields, as far as DC, Marvel stuff, that want to possibly look at other publishers to go ahead and do their own titles, these are things that they're making considerations of. When I talk to certain artists and creators, that these are things that are forefront. You know, not when you have a conceptualized idea of what you want to go ahead and do as far as a story or art or whatever, you don't want to just give that away. You know, that's always been the issue with a lot of musicians and stuff. But my point of this is when you can control, or at least when you have first solicits of who you want to ask, These are some of the things that are forefront in the artisanal creators' minds when they go ahead and think about who they want to give their baby to. So when they think of people like Image, Image is the big one. Or do they want to make stepping stones to that? So these are all things that they all individually make considerations of. Me personally, I find this journey interesting only because I'd be able to see what certain negotiations, if any, are made when these people are expressing themselves. Because no one is ever, let's say in the case of music or movies, you don't necessarily get to fully have your idea that's complete and unadulterated. It doesn't come across that way. What you end up doing is you have to make certain, how should I say, negotiations. You have to give in a little bit. You're not going to get everything you want. It just doesn't work out that way, especially with budget. A lot of times you can't afford it. I'll get back to the point. So when it comes to all the publishers and everything, and when people are coming out with certain books, so in the case of the first one I made mention, it was a smart idea that with the relationship that the writer and creators were doing with Stray Dogs, when they approached Image with this idea, and the fact that the idea was so innovative and so fresh, and how should I say, I guess it was a little, they were on the fringe, they're pushing it with the idea of what they're doing, that it's because, well, you'll see when everyone's going to have their own opinions. My point being is the fact that they were able to get picked up, Stray Dogs, by Image, and able to get right there, and not have to go, let's say, Boom, or in the case of, because of the writers and creators already being familiar with IDW, go the IDW route. That's probably quite possibly why they were able to get picked up on the movie so fast, which I am so looking forward to the book. I am so looking forward to the movie. Clearboards. That's going to be awesome. So that's Stray Dogs. I'm talking Geiger. I'm talking Haha. There's a couple other books that I'm still holding on the down low right now, just because I want to, I guess, suss out what's supposed to happen before I actually make mention. Because I do know that there's a couple of books that I'm looking at right now that are optioned. I want to go beyond that. As I was talking about earlier, option only means that basically you're securing an idea. It just means that, hypothetically, if I'm a movie or a producer of any type, I can walk in and just walk up to someone and say, here, look, here's $100,000. I'm securing this. You can't talk to anyone. You can't even push this in any way. And when it comes to any rights, or when it comes to any money that you make after this point, I might even get a cut on this. So it makes a lot of sense when you're looking at certain investments. If you're talking comics and speculation and all that, which I'm not saying I'm speculating, I'm just saying if you're making these considerations, you better look at something that's already either in production, or that not a lot of people know about, or something that has already been secured in the rights when they talk budget or anything. Because what you're basically already hearing that is they're already made the negotiations to go into production. That's a big step difference than just saying they're optioned. On average, I would say personally, I would see as many things as, I don't know, I'm just going to lowball it. Let's say 35, 36 things be optioned in a year as far as ideas. It's worth, let's say, giving someone $100,000, paying, 3.5 mil to hold all these projects, and then be selective enough to be able to have these things in a, I'm just using loose terms, but in a can, that you can go ahead and throw your writers these core pieces and say, hey, can you do anything with this? If they're not feeling it, you just leave it alone. Or if you know that at the time period or whatever, something's popping, you just go ahead and produce that. When you have all these things to play with during that time period, it makes it easier to just go ahead and go into production with something. But again, what I'm getting at, of these 35, 5, 6 may actually go into production if you have enough budget to go ahead and do so. Because again, well, you're talking a lot of money, and people just don't throw money around if they don't think they can get anything better in return. So take all those things in consideration when you hear that option of things. If you have a particular fondness or whatever, hit it. Read it. If you're only doing it because you're thinking spec, that's why I guess I'm saying it is more not necessarily as a spec talk, as an anti-spec talk, or a make consideration of what you're specking on and how you're specking on talk. Got it. There we go. So yeah, the Stray Dogs is going in production in accordance to my understanding. If you want to talk a little bit about securing, my understanding, and I'm throwing this out as a rumor. Yeah, you're welcome. Is that the negotiations for a budget, piece that together what I was just talking about before, have been settled for I am choosing my words wisely, a conspiracy theory based title. The amount of money, I don't know. When they're talking about going to production, I don't know. What it sounds like to me is being that they're already talking budget. That means that they already have an idea of what they're talking as far as date to go in production. No, with the COVID situation and everything, all that, that it's relative. Everything's going to be soft. It's, but it is what it is. And being that they're actually talking about production, or I should say budget for production, means that they're actually looking in to go in production. Hey, so we're okay. Appreciate you hanging out with me all this time, man. I really do. And I hope if you liked, appreciate it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And yeah, I hope what little information as far as Comic Clear or what I had thrown at you is useful and helpful. I actually just realized that I went through 25 boards. Time to crack open another. So me personally, I'm looking forward to all this. Not necessarily on a spec thing, but this is all stuff that I've liked from the beginning. If you know that I'm pretty passionate about a lot of my indie titles, and these are both titles and people that I am fond of. So when it comes to the Stray Dogs, these are good people. When it comes to Geiger, this is something that you guys already know. And what I mean by that is you already know this writer. And most of you already dig what this person's doing. I'm just giving you an idea of some of the works that is going to be coming out through Image from this person. If you're already reading the Ice Cream Man stuff, you're already a fan. It's just going to be a slightly different content and context, I would imagine, on exactly how they're delivering this information. And as far as Comic Clear, please check him out. Steven is a great guy. Steve's a great guy. What he's trying to do with this business, I love. I'm a big fan. For you sellers, you have to make a consideration of these things, only for the sake of you don't have to remove your books when you can just sit there and just show an edge like that, flip it over and show an edge. I mean, there's no mystery there, right? It's kind of cool. I love it. Yeah, there's another big title that I'm looking at. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. That I'm looking forward down. I want to say it's in March. Yeah, it's wow. I do look down the road, don't I? Speaking of which, looking down the road, I have a lot of projects in mind. And hopefully, as I was just talking to some people earlier today, hopefully I can go ahead and build some more shows on other channels. I've been talking to other people. And everyone I talk to about my ideas are interested. Everyone wants to build these ideas. I am coming up with these concepts, and as I come up with these concepts, I tailor the idea to certain channels that I believe that it will work on. So when I've been contacting certain people, I really think it's fitting some of these ideas that I've had. So look forward, hopefully in the next, I don't know, a couple weeks for at least one new show to drop, maybe two. And even me, what I'm doing right now is why I look over to the left. I was checking on the battery. I am looking to launch my own YouTube channel. That's right. No, I'm not getting, Kai and I are not splitting or anything like that. It's just a matter I don't want to, I want to do things like this on my own channel if Kai is not going to be hanging out with me the majority of the time. That way it doesn't look like I'm trying to ruin our show and make it mine. If that makes sense. I just want to maintain the integrity of it being a Kai and I show and not an I show. I. So my shop, I don't know if you guys experience the same thing. My shop's around here in LA. Many of which, I'm going to say 4 that I went to, did not receive their Marvel Image, many of their indie titles. One of which did not even receive his DC titles. So I don't know how your guys' situation out there is going, but my week this week was a matter of going around to my shops and picking up all my signature series books. And to the 4 people that are hanging out with me in the chat, thank you. So I've been getting shit, what did I get? I just realized I didn't get any Giga. I thought I paid for it. So I ended up picking up Giga. Got all my Transformers and My Little Pony retail incentive. That's right, the 1 in 10, all signed by AMF himself. I bought that for my daughter, but I loved it as far as a read. It was my last year's most happiest read. I can't believe how, I'm not a pony person, and that was the first My Little Pony book I ever read. But I understand now the appeal of My Little Pony books. It's hard to read a My Little Pony book and be finished after reading that title and be depressed in any way. Yo, John, how you be? Kachun, yeah, I am back. I wanted to actually stuff some of these bags and boards. And again, I haven't done it in a while. Comic Clear, check them out. I got it in the description down below. If you type in 12Comic Talk at your checkout and the promo code, get 10%. The deal that you see me actually playing with right now was I ordered 4 stacks of 25. Each unit is a unit of 25. So I ordered 4 of those. It was a buy 4, pay for 3. That's a deal I love. So now what I'm doing is I'm stuffing these things. That's the obvious point. But what I'm doing is I've been going through my inventory of books, all my wraparounds, all my signature series, anything that has a good looking back. Yeah, these things get them. These things are so awesome. Inside of here, Kevin, tell us more about his love for My Little Pony. That's right. Well, that, and I've been talking about stray dogs. So being that there's 7 people in here, let's go ahead and show you guys a picture of what I've been talking about. I believe I still have a pic in here. Let's see. Did I not? I really thought I kept it, but I guess I didn't. But this is my favorite right here. That's cover B. Issue number 1. All the 5 issues, cover B's, will have movie themed issues. So it's a hybrid of as I said, kind of 101 Dalmatians. It's very Disney-esque. Pixar meets Silence of the Lambs. It's this is going to be awesome. And all the cover A's, all the art is awesome. If you go to the site or even type in Stray Dogs, and there is I want to say it's about a 1 minute and 20-second video clip out there promoting this. It starts stereotypical. You buy into, okay, this is going to be a very Disney-esque style story. It's great until you get into about 30 seconds into it, and then it gets creepy. And then you get about a good 50 seconds into it, and if you're into that kind of story, you're probably in. It has some serious hooks into it, and it will not let you go. So Stray Dogs is one. The other one is Geiger. Geiger is I don't want to ruin that either. I'm looking forward to that. Another one that's coming out real soon that I have not talked about at all. I want to say it's going to be out in about 3 weeks. Dead End Kids, Suburban Job. So this is the second series of Frank Ogo's Dead End Kids. It's a story of the kids as they've gotten significantly older, but more importantly, where they're at now in their lives, how they have to deal with the aspects of their lives. And what I really like about Frank's writing is it's very real life. You're not getting dialogue for dialogue's sake or something that's fake to go ahead and carry a story that's usually doesn't have much meaning or only has meaning at certain poignant points. That it's great, but I like something a little more gravitas, something more meatier. And Frank a lot of times will deliver, and sometimes in its simplicity it doesn't come across or appreciated by some. This is by means no exception. I got to read the first 3 issues of Dead End Kids, The Suburban Job. And by the time I got to the last 3 pages of issue 1, I knew where it was going. Not because of the predictability, but because he was leading me down a path purposely. And it was easy to buy into it. Hey, Kenneth, how you doing? And when I bought into it, which I'm not saying it was predictable. It was like I said, he breadcrumbed me there. It just put me set up. It was a setup for issue 2. Now, issue 2 was great, but when I got done with issue 3, it was very, again, poignant about what's kind of going on now, about how it's easy to look over and judge or easy to see things on a surface level of what you perceive them to be. But when you get into the depth of the reality of what's transpiring in other people's lives or the things that you can't even fathom what's going on in someone's mind or in their only moments of what they have to deal with, you get that in the storyline. You get that in what Frank's trying to convey. And beyond just the story, you get the feeling of what he's trying to say. And I like that. And this is by means, like I said before, no exception in what he's doing. He's progressively getting better. Maybe this time period was beneficial for him to develop as a writer, because Dead End Kids too, if you want to use it as a, how I measure, I guess, if I was to try to compare, I like Dead End Kids, but this was 2 to 3 times better. Dead End Kids, Suburban Job was phenomenal in comparison. Kai asked and then begged and then forced me to buy the first series, and I am glad he did so. I really enjoyed it. It is very well written. This is written by Frank Gogol, considerably more mature, and it comes across that way. And yeah, Suburban Job, I think it's only about 4 weeks away from coming out. and I highly recommend that. You do yourself the favor. Pick up, if you haven't already, the trade of the original Dead End Kids before this comes out. I'm sure it's out there available. And Frank is one of those people. It's another reason why this go full circle. This clear backing board is really important. He's one of those few people that believe that the back of your book is equally important and should be fitting to a whole set, if that's what you're doing in a miniseries. And if you look at what he does in his backs of all of his books, he pays as much attention to that as I believe he does with the front. And I can't wait to put this on all the original Dead End Kids, and then also the new Dead End Kids Suburban job that I just got. These things are awesome. Check this. What else has been out there? Yesterday, I gotta get another board. Yesterday, I submitted to CGC 2 books. They're both the same, actually, when I think about it. I was making consideration of doing King and Black. I have 2 of the 2 per store. I was making consideration of actually doing that. I decided against it at the last moment. What I did submit was 2 of the number 3 Venoms. I asked Kai if he had an issue with me selling one. He said no. What does that mean for you guys? Looks like on one of the shows that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to end up selling a Venom 3 signed by Mr. Donnie Cates. I have a 9.8 that Kai and I don't like odd numbers. Kidding. We usually buy things in pairs, which is true. So we would have 3 9.8s at that point. We don't need that. So look forward to selling one of those things off to you guys. Hopefully I can, give you guys a decent deal. I have no idea what they're going for. They have to be over $400, but I couldn't see myself. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, we submitted those out, and then I don't know about you, but I'm kind of excited about the Kevin Eastman thing. Usually about this time of year is he's hanging out at Golden Apple. A thing that Kevin is true as far as the whole pizza thing and beer. That is a Kevin thing. He likes to hang out and eat pizza and drink beer and talk comics. That's real. That's Kevin Eastman. And I mean, how can you not love a guy like that? I do miss the fact that we're not going to have that opportunity to do so at a place like Golden Apple. But my point being, I'm not just drifting, is yes, you mail in your stuff by the 15th of next month. Kevin Eastman and I forgot someone else is going to be there. Help me out. He's going to be there with someone else. John somebody, I think. And they're going to be doing signing. So I'm really kicking around. I have 2 sets of The Last Ronin as far as the 1 in 10 and the cover A. I have a director's cut coming. Oh, and I have another 1 in 10 coming too. Maybe I'll end up selling the 1 in 10 to one lucky person out there. Or maybe give it away or something. I don't know. We'll figure all this out. My point being is I'm debating on sending those in, and I'm informing you guys that CGC is doing that signing event up until the middle of next month with Kevin Eastman. I can't remember the other guy's name. If you guys can help me out. And that's happening. So I'm debating on sending in 2 sets. And if I do, like I said, I'd have to ask Kai. I would want to retain both sets, but usually if I buy 3, it's because I want to sell 1 and keep 2. Kai gets 1, I get 1. So I got to figure all that out. Anyways, hey, peoples. How you doing out there? I hope you're doing well. To the 6 people that are hanging out with me, thank you very much. So Edge, Kachun, Kenneth, John, Slim, are you still with me, man? I appreciate it. And all you guys. La Crucis, are you still there, man? Oh yeah, and anybody and everybody that's received packages from me and or even Z. If you can go ahead and tag me and or Z and play in a box. Love to be able to see what you guys got. I'd love to see how it got to you. I take a lot of time unpacking this stuff up. And I don't even mind at times even covering extra costs when it comes to shipping. My point being, I want to see you guys open this stuff up. I want to see your faces. Peter is not going to be there. If I recall, I don't think Peter does signing events. Does he? No, Peter does. It's the other guy doesn't do. Yeah. But it's Peter won't be there at CGC. It's going to be someone else, and I agree. Kevin and Peter are very, very personable and nice guys. They don't mind hanging out and talking to people. And I dig that. You know, that was one of the things that really, I guess, enticed me about getting signed books, was that every time I went as a kid, you know, or even went to conventions. Now, when I was a kid, sometimes a convention was not more than just a hotel floor. But what I'm getting at is it was fun to meet these people, talk to them, interact, and find out where their head was in the creation of certain things, or what led up to it, or even at the time of when they did certain things. Some of the stories, it's so cool. And boy, do I have stories about the stories that have been told to me. Holy Nikes. Especially at this point, I wouldn't want to actually say half of the stuff that I even, of the people that I've either interviewed or hung out with as a kid, artists, creators, stuff like that. Oh, no. Unless they were on with me live right now and I asked them, hey, do you mind if I tell this story? Because I have party stories with people like, no, I don't even want to say. I don't. But oof, did we get in trouble? Good trouble, not bad trouble. Good trouble. I've never been locked up or anything. Good trouble. All fun stuff. Now, I'm going to change gears just a wee bit. I'm going to talk Kanto, for those of you that know. Kai and I started this channel with our love for Kanto, and I kind of want to talk a little Kanto. Kanto's finishing up on issue 5. First series was a 6-issue miniseries. This one was a 5-issue miniseries. It'd be kind of cool if the next series that they do, which will be launching, I want to say at the end of this year, I'm hoping by November, that I would love to see it as a 4-issue miniseries. I think that would just be neat. It'd be novel. And I would think it would be kind of cool because I think they could ramp it up. And what I mean by that is by doing a 6, a 5, and a 4, they can increase the intensity of the story by it being short. And then they can actually go full length, you know, something long. Go back to a 6 after they have 3 series. Because usually after 3, you've developed a world. And at this point, they're getting close to giving you a concept of the size of this world. We don't even have a full idea of what the size of this place is. We do know that by the way they're describing it, it's rather large. It is very dynamic. And it seems to me that they're still in development of how far they want to carry, you know, I'm guessing maybe some like the magical aspects of it, because right now we're only led to believe like there's like one sorcerer, you know, and much like in the Wizard of Oz, there's multiple witches and wizards and all the stuff, even though the wizards turn out to be false. Point being is, I do know that David Bohr bases a lot of his idealisms off the conceptual ideas of that premise of Wizard of Oz. So I'm putting two and two together is what I'm saying is I would imagine there would be more magic oriented stuff happening, which I would assume there would be more than just one sorcerer is what I'm getting at. I want to see that. I want to see something on a magic level that Kanto sides with that will assist him in, I'm not saying necessarily just defeating the sorcerer, but at least introducing more magic, introducing a larger scope of the magic that's involved in this world. That I'd like to see. And then introduce more creatures and more peoples and stuff down the road. I think that would be fun. I think that can be done. That's what I'm getting at, is in a 4-issue miniseries. Something a little broader than a one-shot, but something not as massive as a 4-issue or 5-issue, or I mean a 6-issue or 5-issue miniseries that he's been doing so far, to build this world and then suck you into the story and heart of Kanto himself. Which, damn, David, you do such a masterful job. I'm trying to see if I can recycle this stuff. Do one more. Oh, hold on. That's cheating. All right. Yep. And there we are. Now, for those of you who've been counting, we are at nearly an hour of me babbling around. This is 49. And this is 50. Now, we did receive 100 bags and boards, but I'm only going to hit you with 50. I appreciate everyone that hung out with me in the past hour. And from Kai and I at Onetwocomictalk, we appreciate you hanging out, listening to me. Throw those out real quick. 1, start with Comic Clear. Go check out Steve. You've seen what I just bagged and board. Highly recommend these things. These things are badass. Paying the few extra cents a board is going to help in the long run. Check this out. Use promo code Onetwocomictalk on your checkout. Save 10%. Geiger. Geiger's going to book. Geiger is a book that you're going to want to check out. Haha. Out next week. Pink cover is going to be the one that's going to be hard to find. I'm guessing. I haven't heard anyone saying that they're able to get it. The 4 shops that I asked for it, only one said that they can get me the pink covers. Just saying. And my favorite, Stray Dogs. That is going to be a not only because I'm into the horror gore type stuff, probably no gore, just a lot of suspense, a lot of horror, and just there's going to be a lot of tension in this book. So for those of you that are into a Disney meets Silence of the Lambs, this is going to be for you. It's going to be out the 17th of next month. That's basically all the news I want to drop. You saw the bags. You saw the boards. You take care. From us at Onetwocomictalk.